So I thought it was Mario Party. No, that's not it. Mario Tennis.
No, Mario Tennis. Yeah. It's all the things that are Mario this year. Mario Tennis Aces. We played a little bit of it together, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
We did. My 10-20 minutes with it, I personally enjoyed it.
As in the 10-20 minutes that we
played. I enjoyed it. Yep. So you've obviously had much more than that time. You've done some multiplayer, some single player.
I've been dipping my toes in all of the different modes because there are a few modes. So there's adventure mode, which is the single player story. I guess if you want to call it the story, it's pretty loose. It's not particularly story heavy. The basic premise, right, and this is classic Mario, is you are, for whatever reason, in a tennis tournament. Not justified, you're just playing tennis and it's just what's happening and you just have to go along with that. And then along comes, how does it start? I'm trying to remember what happens at the start. But basically, the general premise is that there's this racket that has magical powers that can possess people. And so Wario and Waluigi, which I had to read his name 5 times to be like, is that really how? Yeah. They take it and they're like, yeah, we're going to be awesome. And then so basically the story is about going through and finding kind of these power stones that you can use to then sabotage this racket that is controlling people, and then it culminates in. I shouldn't talk about the end, should I?
Probably not. Probably not. People will be. This is the game people have been waiting for the narrative experience. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Does the racket have eyes? Is it like Cappy?
No.
Or is it called like Batty?
The racket doesn't. It's basically like a racket that looks like a relic and is silver. And the cool thing about it though is that when it possesses people, the grip tape from the handle of the racket just wraps that person up, and then so that's how it possesses someone. So that's kind of funny. But it's good. So the story mode is kind of interesting. You go through a few different sort of areas. So you'll start in the kind of jungly area and move on to the mountainy area, etc. And each one will have kind of a different court. And the courts have different quirks about them, which is in itself kind of leads me into the kind of one qualm I have with the story mode, and that's that there's 2 points in that story mode where there's massive difficulty spikes, huge difficulty spikes, and the answer to that is that you're probably not just not playing with the kind of mechanic in mind that you need to use when you to pass this match. But then with the courts the way that they are, there's sometimes where you just get kind of cheated out of wins, and there's nothing you can do to do it. You just have to get lucky to pass it. And
are the spikes persistent? Like from when you've hit, say, the first spike, is it from that point onwards that difficulty till you hit the next one, or is it literally just that one thing is that spike and then it's just back down to
big time? So you hit that point, and up to that point it's been a breeze. You're just walking through, yada yada, not an issue, and then you get to that point and it just gets fucking hard, and you think what am I doing wrong here? But then there's also and it's the mechanic thing, and it's also the court in the way that. So basically, there's a pole in the middle of the court. You're on a ship, and if the ball hits that pole, it bounces off at an angle you had no way of kind of anticipating, and so that feels like you just get a little bit cheated, I suppose. And that was the only bit that kind of frustrated me, and you can eventually get past it by just kind of thinking about it and taking your time and just being persistent, but damn, I was close to rage quitting. And that was a thing. But other than that, story mode is good times.
So what else besides story? Obviously there's local multiplayer, split screen.
Split screen, which is interesting because you were saying that in the earlier ones it wasn't split screen, was it?
Yeah, so in the original Mario Tennis on N64, it was just one person was in the forecourt, one person was on the other side.
If you're in the background,
and so if you're in the background, you just had to play with smaller view. But every 2 matches or serves, it would swap. So everyone would always have the equal advantage, disadvantage as you played.
Did you feel like when we played it that the split screen thing was good?
I think it was, yeah, because it just kept it fair throughout. Like, it almost made court switching irrelevant, the fact that you did supposedly, swap sides. It didn't matter because your perspective never changed.
Yeah, totally. I found it a little bit tough because when we played it, it was just on the Switch screen with the mini Joy-Cons, and it was a bit small for me, but then I'm blind as a bat, so that's all along the place to some people.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So what else is there aside from those modes? Presumably there's an online. I mean, I know there's a tournament mode because I've seen all the hubbub they make about it. How this is the game they're going to use to launch. What is it? Organised Nintendo online events or something?
Yeah. And
this is the first game that they're kind of trialing that with.
Yeah. So there's, in terms of multiplayer, it's a little bit funny. There's like a multiplayer com, which is, I guess you can choose the number of players, and then you get put into a table and you go into, you play against computers, but you obviously end up being, first and second, and then you duke it off for the final. So that's kind of like a local multiplayer tournament mode, I suppose. But then there's also online play, and you can choose. So you go into that and you can choose whether you play normal mode or simple mode. Normal mode being kind of with all the new mechanics, which are things like trick shot and power shot and zone shot, I think is the kind of the new one. So you choose what mode you want to play. Simple mode, I guess, is just without the new mechanics. And then you get put into kind of the top of, into the outside of a big tournament table, and then you search for an opponent, you get matched up, and then you play. And then if you lose, which is totally me, you get kicked out and you have to start again in that tournament. But if you win, you move on to the next round, and then eventually you can get to the final of that tournament. And then regardless of whether you win or lose, you get given points, and then there's leaderboards. But I think how the kind of organised event thing works, from what I've seen, is it'll just be time bound, I guess. So it'll be like seasons, and you play. From what I can see, the only way to get points and things online is to play in these kind of tournament matches. You get points, and then I'm assuming at that stage perhaps it resets, or they might do like at the end of the month, you might do a tournament where all the people who have, all the points.
Yeah. Top 50 players,
something like that, which would be pretty cool. But the online I actually really enjoyed it, despite sucking ass at it, like real bad. I had a good time with, because it's totally different to playing against the computer. People have their little cheap shots that they do and things like that, and you've got to actually sort of kind of think about it. So that was cool. So there's on the online multiplayer, there's the tournament mode, like the local kind of tournament mode, free play. So there's it's pretty good as far as modes go.
And do you think it has longevity? Like, is it a game that you're personally going to keep going back to?
I think the key to that is going to be either to really get double down on the online multiplayer and really like get into that, which has never been my thing, but you could go down that route, or if you had a friend who was also keen on that and you were keen to just play from time to time. I think it's very fun, and it could have longevity in the way that something like Mario Kart would have longevity, in that it's just a fun experience to pick up from time to time.
The one that you like always pull out when you have people over. Yeah. But that aside from that, you potentially, when you're done with it, you put it away.
And that's fine. Like, I think that's okay. Like, it's not a kind of game where you need to worry about playing it all the time. Like, you can play it without even using any of the special mechanics and things, and it's still totally fun. So, and anyone new can pick it up and be playing it. You picked it up and beat me after me playing it for ages. So there you go. I think I'm just not good at these games, but so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. The only other thing I forgot to mention, as far as modes go, is there is also kind of hidden away like almost like a Nintendo Wii version, where you actually have to swing the Joy-Con to hit. Found it a little bit clunky in that, so your character moves themselves towards, so you don't move. They move around the court themselves, and then all you have to do is kind of like swing to hit it. And that was kind of clunky in that it, I don't know, it was kind of weird. Your character would move to hit the ball on the right hand side, but you might have been thinking that you were going to do a backhand or things like that, and it just so you could probably get good at it, but I think they kind of hid it away in some memories because they thought like, this is maybe not. People will want to be able to do this, but it's not the experience that we necessarily want people to have. So that's in there as well. But,
cool.
Yeah.
Any, I guess, side question? Any characters that you want to be added that aren't currently in any Mario universe characters that should make a showing? Because I saw there were like 4 grayed out characters that are coming soon or something.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think about like who's in the initial tree. So Donkey Kong comes up throughout the story mode, and I don't think he's one of the originally selectable characters. So that would be cool. Yeah. I know Abe would be well done on that. Yeah. Donkey Kong. It's kind of an obvious one that jumps out at me. I don't know. What about you?
I'd love to see one of those womp blocks. Just the big guys who have no arms, just hands on the sides. Because I just imagine that's the equivalent of like extreme handicap mode. Like your dude doesn't have reach at all. You have to position yourself right in front. Yeah. And I'd also just love to hear the sound effects they make when they fall, where they go, "Urgh!" I'd just love to hear that every time they swing the racket.
That'd be great. Like, wouldn't it be awesome if you could just go into an online game and no one has chosen anyone other than one of those? That would be hilarious. Brilliant. But we'll see how it goes. Longevity wise, I suppose I'm just going to kind of carry on playing it, and I think I'll bring my Switch into work and see if I can sort of rustle people up for games and
a local tournament.
Yeah. I mean, that might be cool, eh? Yeah. Good. It'd be embarrassing though, because I'll bring it in and I'll lose.
There's someone out there. We'll find someone worse.
Yeah.
To start with.
There's got to be someone. Got to be. Yeah. But no, good game. So if you're in the market for something fun that you can kind of pick up and put down, then it's worth it. In the kind of vein of Mario Kart, obviously in the same universe, but
nice. Mario Tennis Aces.
There you go.
Now on Nintendo Switch.